Okie bookicks, for the next few pages, we're going to learn about width, height, and distance around. Let's start with width and height. So width and height are two measurements that we can take on an object. Usually the width is a shorter side, while the height is a longer side. So on this picture right here, the width is from this end to the other end. That's our width right here. And our height goes from the top to the bottom. So our width is left to right and the height is top to bottom. On this page, it's asking for you to color the line showing the width blue. So if you have a blue pencil crayon or a blue pen at home, you're going to color wherever you see the width line blue. Color the line showing height, so top to bottom is height. You're going to color that line red. So let's look at this example here of a door. It's kind of similar to this example up here actually. Which of these lines is going to be our width? So on this page, width is going from left to right. So the one that I would color blue is just right here at the bottom. So I would color this line blue. That's going to be my width, how wide something is. So if this is my width, then this line is going to be my height. Height is how tall something is. Our height is going from the top to the bottom. So here, this is going from the top to the bottom. This line, I'm going to color it red. And that's how you do page 59. On page 60, we're going to learn how to use the words long or short. I think that is very long, would have a greater distance from one end to the other end. Something that is shorter will have a shorter distance from one end to the other end. So this is long, and this would be short. Long has a greater distance from this end to the other end. Short has a smaller distance from this end to that end. So what you're going to do on this page is you have to use these words. So you're going to look at this first example here, and there's two cars. This car is blank. So is this car long or short? So if you look at this car over here, this car definitely looks longer. So we're going to say that this car is short. So if this car is short, then this car is long. So I would write the word long in here. After you finish this page, at the bottom, it's going to ask you a couple of questions. Which is longer, the long car or the short train? So now you got to look up here, find the long car, and then you have to find the short train. Which of these is longer? The long paper clip or the short pencil? So now you're going to look at these two and tell me which is longer. Page 61 in our Jump Math 2.1 books is a fun page where you have to solve a problem. So the question is, name the children. Billy says Marco is tall. Sam says Marco is short. Now what you have to do is you have to tell me who is Billy, which one is Marco, and which one is Sam, just by reading the clues here. Try your best. This might get a little bit tricky. If you need help from your family, you can definitely ask them. But try and see if you can solve who is who in each of these problems. And then there's a bonus problem right here at the bottom. The last page is a fun one that you can do at home. All you need is a string and just a scrap piece of paper to make a label. This is called distance around. So distance around is when you measure something, you start at one end and you go all the way around that object to see exactly how long it was. So that's why in this activity you need a string, so you can kind of move your string all the way around. So if I wanted to measure this book, I would take my string, maybe I would start up here and I would take my string up here, I would take it all the way around here, go down this way, come around the end, and then I would, once I make it back to here, I would snip the string and I would put a little label on there that this is the distance around my jump math book. Then at the end, after you've measured a table, you've measured your wrist, which is just here with a string, after you've measured around a mug, measured around a book. So if you're measuring around a book, you'd have it like this, and then you would start your string at one end and you would go all the way around the back until you got back to the front, and then you would cut your string there. Then they want you to put your book flat like this, and they want you to actually go around the outside of your whole book as well. So one way they want you to measure is going around your book, and then the other way they want you to measure is to just put your string started here and then go around this way. For the last one, you can pick anything in your house that you want to measure and draw the picture in here and take your string and measure that object. The last part says, order the objects from longest to shortest around. So now that you've measured everything and you have all your strings, they want you to put those objects in order. Which of the objects had the longest distance around? And how are you going to figure which one had the longest distance around? I want you to think about that. So you're going to order them from the longest, so put the longest item here. So if it was the table, put the table here. If you think it was the book, put the book here. And you're going to order them from longest all the way to the shortest. So your number 6 is going to be the shortest distance around. And that's how you do page 62 in your Jump Math 2.1 books.